I wouldn't say we're obsessed with royalty.
Really? I heard you elected a king.
That's a fair point. No, he's got a point.
I genuinely thought this was the audition for the Gingerbread Prince Saves Christmas in Nebraska.
What? No, I mean, that sounds like a fantastic movie, but you're an actual prince. Why would you want to be in one of those movies?
Well, you Americans are obsessed with Christmas movies, and you're clearly obsessed with royalty, so why not?
Hold on. Look.
And after making such a big deal about my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather George III.
Well, he was kind of a jerk.
Okay, let it go. Okay. I'll record a self-tape. I'll fly myself to an audition. Settle a baseless lawsuit with the White House. All the things you people on TV do.
Hey. Harry, I didn't do any of those things.
Maybe that's why you're cancelled.
Might be.
Prince Harry has taken a dig at President Trump whilst appearing on Stephen Colbert's late night show. There he is. The Duke of Sussex pretended to audition as the gingerbread Christmas prince in a Hallmark movie.
You're an actual prince. Why would you want to be in one of those movies?
Well, you Americans are obsessed with Christmas movies, and you're clearly obsessed with royalty, so why not?
Hold on. Look, I wouldn't say we're obsessed with royalty.
Really? I heard you elected a king.
Zing! Harry's cheeky swipe at Donald Trump was a nod to the No Kings movement, of course.
Let's talk about the King and Prince Harry and their relationship. Of course, they last met in person in September, and there have been questions as to whether they'll meet again when the King and Queen visit America next year. But Andrew, it's not likely.
Well, I think this is the problem, isn't it? What tends to happen, they never want to be upstaged. And apparently King Charles is not going to make a detour to go to Montecito. And it's unlikely that Harry will go and join him, because what will then happen, he will dominate the headlines to celebrate what's happening is the 250th anniversary, Donald Trump made it very clear that he would be delighted to welcome the king with a pomp and ceremony to do that celebration. It's quite an extraordinary thing, talking about independence, and that's what they do. They invite the monarch over, but there you go. But he was very, very keen to show off the wonderful hospitality that President Trump can offer. There was talk about William and Kate joining him, but that's probably unlikely. I think it's more likely they might go to the football in the summer, because again, it's an invitation to the king. That'll be the focus. But almost certainly there's not going to be a detour to go and see the Montecito Madness.
Now, what about Meghan Markle and her brand as ever? She's, of course, promoting it nonstop on her social media feeds, but there are reports that there are questions, I should say, over how much she's actually selling. There are, according to brand intelligence platforms, the Duchess of Sussex's online store is really struggling with traffic, Andrew.
Well, this is the thing. We were all told previously it sold out all these wonderful scam jams and honey and candles and so on and so forth. What's happening? This wonderful brand intelligence platform called SimilarWeb, what they did a comparison between the Duchess of Sussex, the wonderful Meghan on store, and Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. I'm sure you've got lots of Goop product. And they looked at this in October. And what happens, they basically said they pretty poor in comparison, looking at the sort of figures. So what happened? They did a reported website, and they can do the number of page views in October. Now, Meghan managed what sounds magnificent, 746,592 pages. But when you look at Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop, she did 2.3 million.
Wow.
The Montecito Madness, well, she'll be spitting feathers over that one and throwing up those edible flowers in disgust. She doesn't like competition, and Gwyneth Paltrow is undoubtedly stonking into the lead.
Now, let's talk about Prince William and Princess Catherine. Of course, their family moved to Forest Lodge, an 8-bedroom mansion located 15 minutes from their previous home, Adelaide Cottage. They're all settled in and they're putting in the finishing touches, decorating the property just in time for Christmas. But local residents, they're not all too happy about the security perimeter surrounding their forever home. It means that there's been a bit of a traffic headache. What can you tell us about this and what's being said?
Well, it's exactly that. There is this sort of traffic headache. They moved in early November, again, as we predicted on this programme. It's Forest Lodge. It's an 8-bedroom Georgian mansion. It's located just about 15 minutes from Adelaide Cottage, their previous home. Now they're all settled in. What's happening? They're putting up the decorations. They're getting rid of the Christmas tree. But for local residents, they've got the security perimeter because they're very worried within their forever home that people will be peering through the net curtains and having a look. And apparently there's a Christmas tree shop, which is very, very close to Forest Lodge. It was opened for the season on November the 27th. But in an effort to protect their privacy and prevent cars from passing and peeking through those curtains, as they say, they basically have got to do virtually a 1-mile round trip, is what they're saying. So the residents are not very happy about that one.
Now, Christmas is, of course, approaching. The British royal family often gathers at Sandringham Estate in Norfolk for a Christmas celebration. But can you talk to us about their schedule this year and other traditions as part of the royal family?
Well, they do. They have the wonderful, extraordinary things. Every December, the British royal family, they gathers at Sandringham Estate, as we say, in Norfolk, for the Christmas celebrations. But they have all sorts of weird practices, some dating back to Queen Victoria's reign. What happens? I'll let you into a few of the secrets. The royals arrive in order of seniority. And the reason for this is they don't want to keep the most senior person, which is obviously King Charles and Camilla. They don't want to keep them waiting. So that's what they do. A rather bizarre practice, which we should all do, is they get weighed before and after dinner. And what happens, they have to say, it was a practice which was introduced by King Edward VII. He wanted proof that his guests had properly indulged in the lavish multi-course feast and ideally had gained at least 3 pounds. Diana was apparently incredibly uncomfortable about doing that sort of side. The other things they do, they open their Christmas presents on Christmas Eve. And the idea is those presents are supposed to be terrible. They're supposed to be cheap and funny. And give you some example, Princess Anne gave Prince Charles a leather toilet seat. Princess Diana presented Sarah Ferguson with a leopard print bath mat. And Prince William's wrapping slippers, he had his grandmother, the late Queen's face, on them. Prince Harry described these gifts exchanged in his memoir as a free-for-all. And for the purpose of these programs, I had a look at some of these gifts that they might have. So this year, here's a little door. This is Princess Catherine. You've got one of these. You can hang on these. This looks pretty awful, doesn't it? You've got one of those over there like that. But the most extraordinary one I found was good old William himself. Look at that, together with a rather sad receding hairline. And the wonderful thing about these sort of things, they're all made in China.